welcome back everybody to Crush Improv Plays Dungeons and Dragons, joined by everybody tonight. You don't see Dan yet, but I assure you that he will be here. Hopefully. No, he'll be here. You just might not see his face. So
yeah, it's for the best. It's for the best that we. Yeah.
He's having some technical difficulties, as we do. Oh, something's happening.
Oh. Am I on?
We see
You are.
Testing.
You made it happen.
Testing mic 1 2 3. Are we on? Are we live?
We're live.
Yeah, nailed it.
I know that we like to usually have a very smooth and professional opening
yeah.
to our D&D sessions for the thousands that tune in every night, and then the millions that watch afterwards. But I do need to stop. Yeah, I do need to stop everything here and just explain that I'm kind of like a MacGyver. What I was just able to figure out in under 15 minutes with a straw, an old piece of elk hide, and some terry cloth undergarments that I found underneath this desk. It's magic. Okay, which is fitting because this is D&D.
Yeah,
this is a magical night. I think extra magical.
Dan, isn't that your uncle?
Terry Cloth was my uncle.
Married
and
Mary Cloth, I believe.
The irony, hated wearing terry cloth.
Oh,
Was teased a lot.
No kidding. I can see that.
Interesting tidbit about my uncle Terry Cloth. I'm 12 years older than him.
This is the part where somebody would be watching and would pipe up on a message saying, "We can't hear any of you. What's wrong with the audio?" And be like, "We got to start it all over again. So sorry." All right, are we ready?
Are we having technical difficulties?
No. We are not having technical difficulties. I don't know about y'all, but we're good.
Well, certainly I'm not.
Catching up on each other's lives, Dan.
Yeah.
Okay, great. This is.
And so last session.
Oh, are you trying to start, Brooke? Is that what's happening here?
No, just me trying to just doing a roundabout little, bringing it all back. Just it's on a boat for some reason.
Yeah, fair. So, yes, last session you had finally arrived to the Cyberit Isle, the port of Cyber, and were greeted by an interesting sight. You were advised that Cyber is a small port, roughly around 700 people, and it is governed by a woman named Cal Imel. And when you arrived, you were a bit shocked to find that everybody was super excited at your arrival. You were greeted like returning, conquering heroes. Great screams of joy and exultation went up on your arrival, especially when you stepped off the boat. And you were described as the Anointed Ones. And so we will start with you having just found your feet on the port, on the dock, the wharf as they call it. And in front of you are the Governor Cal Imel and some of her mediumly well-dressed associates, and about 100 to 200 port workers and hangers-on and people that have all gathered for this auspicious occasion. What would you like to do?
It might be important to just quickly check if there is any evil magic at play, because I believe Grasset probably has a grasp on this island. It's just my only mild concern. How are we all feeling about that?
Yeah, I think that'd be worthwhile.
I would also like to know if I have any previous knowledge of this island. Port.
You should probably do some stone cutting on
Not yet.
Not yet. Don't waste it.
When the time is right, I'll know.
Yeah, it'll happen. Have you been here before? No, you have not in your previous experience been to the Cyberit Isle. It was not on any.
Have I heard of it?
Have you heard of it? Yeah, it's kind of like the ass end of Javin Bay. It's got a reputation as like they really, really wanted to make a colony out here, but nobody would really go there. It doesn't doesn't have any mines of note. Like there's no silver or gold here. There's no gems. There's no fancy spices. There are maybe some rare plants and some herbs of note, like nutmeg, but not as exciting as medieval earth nutmeg. Fish, there is one prominent fish that they fish here called the grub hulk. It is in great supply, but it is very boring in taste. So they run a meager existence. If you were interested in the exciting life of a colony, you probably wouldn't make this your first choice in terms of setting up a new life for yourself. That said, it is very different from Poniard in that they need everybody they get. So everybody here is motivated, and there is no forced labor, shall we say.
So that could probably give some idea as to why they're so excited to see us.
Are they also calling the captain the Anointed One, or is it just the 5 of us?
All eyes are on you lot. They have no interest in... actually, I'll have everyone make a perception roll, please. I'll tell you exactly what maybe you discern from what's happening in the crowd.
May you roll for me. I'm not on North Star yet, like a dumb twit.
And while you're rolling for Brooke, would you mind rolling for me as well? I'm not on North Star yet.
Wow, how long have we been doing this? Has it been 2 weeks and we've forgotten everything?
Hey, no, wait, I'm ready. I can do it. Look at me. Boom. Rolled it.
Jordan's just not going to join. He's like, no, you know what? It's so passive.
Oh, womp womp.
Womp womp.
I switched
I got a 13.
browsers.
I got an 8.
All your links are
Password,
gone.
Andrew?
Oh, I'm sorry, what's that?
What's the password?
What's the password? Yeah, I'll tell that to everybody on the stream. Password is Jordan's underwear.
Do I need to make a roll?
Yeah, you gotta make a perception. Actually,
chat.
I'll write something.
Al got a pretty great roll, so let's just give it to him.
20.
Okay.
Hit me
You
up.
notice, Al, Norman notices particularly that they are all looking at the other 4. They're not looking at Norman, they're not looking at the crew, but they're interested in Nimralian, they're interested in Terragar, they're interested in Jojongeron, and they're interested in Glonda, because I can remember X minus 1 of X things. So they are treating you 4 like you are celebrities. Everybody else, they're like, it could be that you're not even there. You're probably important because you brought them here.
I rolled a 12.
Okay, you are too caught up. Everyone else is too caught up in the moment to notice this fact.
I'm rolling. If he rolled, I'm rolling too.
But bring it on.
Well, we already...
Wait, who
What else do we
Rolls a
learn?
natural 20.
I rolled
Okay.
a 20. I rolled a 28. I rolled a 28, Andrew.
Okay, you are aware that they are looking at you 4 and not, they're not glad handing. Actually, they don't even touch you. They don't come. You have that invisible force field that celebrities have. Where
Do they know our names?
Your name.
Like, are they like, Glond, oh my god, you're my favorite bard?
Yeah. They don't. They don't. They say, Glonda, you're my favorite. They don't seem to know whether you're a bard or a wizard or anything like that. But they.
Okay, but I'm letting it go to my head as
Sure.
if they must have heard me play at the tavern that one time.
Clearly, what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Which of the 5 of us aren't they paying attention to?
The smallest one.
Okay.
And maybe they're just overlooking him.
Is he wearing
Are we
his
in
red sash?
earshot of them yet?
I'm sorry.
Is he wearing his red
We're not.
sash?
That's a good question, Norman. Are you wearing your red sash?
It did come out again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you brought it out because the pixie was in it.
Right. No, I packed. I once business was done, it's packed up. I'm
I
not
think
wearing it.
Andrew, having mentioned that they don't like the smallest one, is Artel and not to do with the sash.
Can I ask you a
Their
question, Norman?
sizes.
Norman, have you had any of the dreams from our demon friend?
What?
Yeah, we've been talking about this. Mm-hmm.
So you did have one unsettling dream, and it has come up that I'm sure
I?
you guys haven't gone this far without it coming up. But it has come up that everybody else has been having these weird ass dreams.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Norman
We've
has
talked about it.
not.
Oh, Norman has not been having the weird ass dreams?
But he did have. It was on the same day that it was the day after when he discovered Yellowbell. And they did have a conversation, which I will summarize for you, in that she revealed she has been protecting him from those dreams.
Oh. Yeah. I did know they talked.
So
I didn't know that was as far. That's cool. I'll write that in our thing.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking here with this is, I think we've landed on our demon friend's, what's his name? Jerry? What's the demon's name?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got
I think we've landed.
for that.
And I think, folks, what we have here is the demon's cult.
I have a question.
They know us, and now we know them.
Jerry recognizes Jordan.
How much taller is Glonda to Norman?
Enough.
I believe the average gnome is around 3 feet, and the average dwarf is around 4 feet.
Little pipsqueak, my friend.
How's the air down there?
I'm like, I have my hand on my elbow on his top of his head.
Top of my quarterstaff.
I'm not canonically saying that is why they are not paying attention to him. I'm just saying that
That's how you refer to him.
Yes, that is how I referred.
Well, let's just do a quick little run to see if any of these people are under a spell, shall we? It is odd that they know who we are, seeing as we are just travelers from another land.
And they're only excited to see 4 of us.
Yeah, incidentally,
Excuse me?
the water continues to be mirror finished the entire way here, and it's still mirror
really?
finished if you look out to it.
Oh, okay. So this must be another one of Grazit's illusions, then.
Can we speak to their leader?
Yeah, she's right there. She's clearly impressed that you're there, but hasn't taken the you have this impression that they're there basking in your presence, waiting for you to do something.
Can someone please do detect? I do not have detect magic. Can someone please do detect magic?
You've dropped an
Brick,
offense
if only you would have said so.
Here we are. Great.
You have it, Jordan?
I haven't opened my character sheet yet.
I have it. I'll cast it.
All right.
Okay.
Somebody roll something.
No, you don't need to roll for detect magic. It just happens.
Well, I'll roll anyway, Dan.
He knows what I know.
Get those ones out of the way. No, Dan, Turgard definitely detects magic in the vicinity. It is the whole immediate area is resonating with the yeah, nice. Is resonating with a charm magic.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Okay. Hang on. To like break us emotionally, and we become his plaything.
Okay.
Like, he just sounds like the kind of guy that's just like, I want you to just suck. I want to make you have a bad time.
Yeah.
Just because it's fun.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's chosen the 5 of us particularly, but... Okay, let's see here. What do I have? I've got counter spell, but that's a reaction. I've got remove curse, but curse is different than charm?
Technically it is. Should I recognize Christy?
I have counter charm.
Ooh.
I have counter charm. I've never used it.
What does counter charm do?
I can play some music and it's going to be adorable. And then any friendly creatures within 30 feet have advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed.
All right, so technically
it's a fight. It's in a fight.
Well, no, I would allow it. It's just it's like the good old antitoxin that gives you resistance against being poisoned. It doesn't cure you from being poisoned.
What about dispel magic?
You could definitely try dispel magic.
Okay,
I also have that. Yeah.
But it's not. It's one of my things, but I didn't prepare it today. So do I have to go back to the ship?
I have
okay,
it.
great. Okay. Have a quick
are we
snooze.
trying?
Be right back.
Are we trying Christine's?
I have a question.
Yeah.
If there is some sort of, time where all these people who are cursed or charmed have to, in DM side only, roll to see if they're still charmed, does that not mean that I can't help them with an advantage for the next round? I'm not curing them, but I'm helping them get out of it.
Yes, if they had to make another saving throw in the future against being charmed, then they would have it at advantage. I will tell you for free that you don't know whether that's necessarily going to be the case.
Okay, so there's no point in me just rocking out right now.
Sounds like it.
Listen, unless your character wants to rock out, I'm not going to
No,
stop.
I'm
But I
not.
think
Listen, I'm not
Turgar-
doing you any favors.
Don't stop the rock.
So I'll cast Dispel Magic then, which is a level 3 spell. If Andrew, do you need me to run you through what I'm doing here? If this is a level 4 spell or higher, then I have to roll using my spell casting, do an ability check.
You certainly do have to do that.
Hang on, too, though.
Okay,
if you
so-
wanted to
ooh.
try to roll it at the 4th level, do you have a 4th level slot?
I do not.
Okay, never mind then. Because
Okay.
I do, but
Yeah. But you didn't
Yeah,
prepare it.
that is a worthy note, but anyway, so Danny boy, you are going to be making a spellcasting ability check. So just roll your dice and add your...
wait.
What do you want to do there, bro?
Oh, never mind. I only have a 4 and a 10 for today. That's not very exciting
important, hey?
points.
Not very useful.
All right. So this is a +5 to the whatever I get here.
Okay.
17.
Okay, so the nuts and bolts of it is the spell does not seem to remove the charm that you have detected.
Hebel wet.
You can describe what happens, though.
I can.
Yeah, tell me how it works. What do you do?
It did.
But it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Yeah, just giving you an opportunity to improvise drama.
I cast it, and little sparks come out of my fingertips, and they just sort of flutter to the ground, and the boat shakes a bit. I look at everyone, and I feel embarrassed, and just sort of cast my eyes down to the ship, and just say, I mumble, I'm sorry that it didn't work.
The people are impressed with the sparks, but they don't otherwise.
17. It didn't beat. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, whatever
Sounds like
you try
our
to
DM's
spell there,
cheating, guys.
you get the sense that it is powerful magic that you are
I
trying to
feel
fetch.
like at a loss. I feel
Really
like
tried.
we know that Grass got them under a spell, and Al, Yellow Bell said, face the evil. Just face it. Like, you gotta just face it. So, like, I feel like the only other
How many
thing
of them
I
are
have
there?
as fact is that we had this tower in my memory, in my divination, that was broken, and like that's maybe where he is. Like, maybe we need to go find that tower, but again, it was like, how do we find Grazit? Let the wind take you there. So he's basically bringing us to him. I don't get it. I'm lost. I don't understand.
I'm with Brooke. I'm lost here. Could we have a private audience with the leader and get some information about their past? What has just happened to them? Do they have any memory of visitors or anything changing or the water? I'd like to know these questions.
Great.
And I would like to have this meeting at the tavern.
Agreed.
Okay.
Agreeing with my small friend here.
Okay, so you guys are having a little height shaming already. I love it. So you guys are having a little confab there in the midst of all of this, getting your bearings, and they're probably just sitting there waiting. In answer to your question, Dan, there are around, you would guesstimate the range around 200 people have gathered around the wharf, but are giving you a nice berth to continue the nautical metaphor.
We can take them all.
Totally wipe out a bunch of civilians. But it does look like Governor Mel is waiting and looking at you expectantly, but not being the one to make the first move, keeping her cool. Yeah. So, what would you like to do? How would you like to affect what you were talking about?
Jordan, you sounded like you might have some questions that you might like to. I liked all the questions that you listed.
Well, first, it's very nice to meet you, O leader. What is your name?
And she bows deeply, goes to one knee and says, "O anointed one, my name is Kel Imel. I am a humble governor here on Cyber. We are honored by your visitation."
Kel, I don't mean to. We've
She's not looking at you. She's looking at your
Yeah,
boots.
Kel, we actually consider it, where we're from, we consider it rude to consider and treat people on a different level than they are. So we find it most honoring for you to act as if we're just a friend of yours or someone who lives on your street.
Okay. She slowly looks up at you and is kind of, you can sense that there is the wheels are wobbling a little bit on her world, but she eventually rises to your feet and says, of course, friend, however you say.
Thank you. It might take some practice, but we prefer it that way. Tell us, how long have you been waiting for our arrival?
Oh, it seems like forever we have been awaiting you. This joyous day has finally arrived. And it did that, the whole crowd behind is like, ah.
I thought we had a private audience. Get these guys out of here. Kel, what were you doing this time last week?
Oh, the festival continued last week. It seems we have known nothing but bounty.
The festival for our arrival?
Well, we have been in celebration that you would arrive, yes. But we did not know exactly when you would be arriving. Let's see. She turns to one of her advisors. Last week, what were we doing? Well, we were counting some of the harvest, milady. Yes, we were counting some of the harvest. That was coming from our fields.
And a month ago, were you preparing for our arrival?
A month ago. She has kind of a hazy look over her face as you throw that at her. I imagine we would have been. Yes. You're friend, Judge. Yes.
Have there been any other visitors over the last little while here on this beautiful island of yours?
You've got do you have a skill call insight? I forget. It's been a while since we played, but I'm pretty sure you do. If so, I want you to roll your insight for me, please.
Insight. Oh, I have a +0 on insight.
Good old insight.
Anyone else want to ask that question to me?
I could. I'm a +8.
Another 12.
There is a flash that comes over her face when you ask that question. She says, No one else. We live a meager existence here, a small colony. It is rare that we have new immigrants, though we would earnestly like to have some more. This colony will only survive upon the growth. And she goes on a bit about how...
Okay, I have just 2 more questions for you, Kel, before I... the one question is, have you noticed anything unusual about the water here? The sea.
And she looks over the water and says, well, it is especially shiny today, isn't it?
Yes, okay. And the fish, I heard it's quite plentiful. Is it healthy?
Oh, indeed. It is the grub hulk. It is
yes.
What swims in these waters. It is our pride and our joy. It sustains us and nourishes us. And there's a lot of hub, yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to trying it out. In fact, I'm wondering if you know any good real estate here. I'm thinking about buying a cottage here in this beautiful island.
And to that, she just looks like, the wheels have come off whatever she's driving. It's like, you have made her day with that idea. Oh, my friend, we would be so gladdened if you would join us here. Though I am not sure that is your fate.
And what might our fate be? Why are we called the Anointed Ones?
But of course you have been chosen.
Continue to explain with more specifics.
She found the hack. That's all we need to say this whole time.
Well, our Lord has called you here, and clearly you are on your way to meet with him.
I see. So you're followers of Grazit?
And with that, they totally divert their eyes from you and say, well, we are not worthy to say his name.
I see. And is the
Grazit,
assumption...
Grazit.
She starts to make a song.
Ooh, Grazit's always calling us over.
It seems okay if you say it.
Cool, but not if I do?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And is the assumption that our lives are to end when we finally meet, your loved one?
She looks at you like, Oh, no, that wouldn't be. No, you are to help him in his great task.
And the great task is?
To reshape the world.
What does that look like?
Well, it will be a paradise, no doubt. All the lands will be of milk and honey. You will exist such as we exist here in perfect harmony.
Do you believe in science?
Where might we find our great Lord Grazit?
She looks at you like, you get the sense that you know that. Like, why are you asking me whether you know?
Do you have a temple here?
No. We have but a small shrine. With that, people part out of the way, and you can see like there's a statue has been made with rocks and spare bits of old armor and such. They make the figure of a very tall humanoid with an old iron helmet for a head, but they're clearly like bull's horns sticking out from where the helmet has its eyes and the horns come out. And what looks like a large sword has been stuck into its hands, and it's able to stick into the ground. It's sort of held down, but it's clearly like, it's not an actual sword. It's been hobbled together.
Your lord has been torturing us with awful dreams as of late.
Well, those are no doubt the trials, the path of fire you must walk to prove your worth.
He is a demon, if you may be aware.
And they look at you like maybe that distinction isn't clear.
Right.
Like maybe there's some hairs to split on that.
Sure.
point.
So that would mean is that actually does not want good for the world, but actually enjoys relishing in death and suffering.
She says, My lady, I am simple in the ways of religion and things of this nature, but I can only tell you that in the distant past we were miserable here. It was a very lean existence. And since the great change, our lives have been blessed. We have known great prosperity and want for nothing. There is no discord among us. We are united in a way that we were not prior. So,
do you understand that you are under a charm?
And they look around at each other like, no.
I see. So you don't mind that you are literally have zero, what's the word? Autonomy.
Autonomy.
Yeah. Thank you, Bard. Thank you. Yes. You just don't mind that you don't have your own wits about you, eh?
Well, she looks at you like, you get this flash that maybe in a previous existence she would maybe put up a bit of a fight with the words, but since it's coming out of your mouth, she says, no, milady, clearly, as you say, no autonomy is bad, but I will say that we are extremely happy at present, and we have not enjoyed the kind of existence that we currently do. And it is beyond manners that you have been here among us this long and have not been offered food nor drink. Please.
Oh, no, we won't touch anything you give us. Thank you very much, but we don't trust you, Lick.
What? Come on.
Grub Hulk, please.
Oh, no, we've got plenty on the ship. It's a no drink, no eat zone here, everybody. No, let me take those beers back. No, we're taking the wine. No, pour that out.
The crew is looking at this. Remember, half of them did not get their shore leave over, and
they're still on the ship. Remember, we came on a little tiny dinghy because we didn't want the whole crew to come. We were too scared of them.
You're right. They are all peering over and looking expectantly to see what happens next.
Yeah, but they're like far away on the ship, like hundreds of meters. We made sure we kept them safe from this.
Sure enough.
But the captain is with us, yeah.
Yeah, he's looking over it like, you gonna tell the crew that?
I think we have more pressing matters here, Captain.
Can we just say to the crew, if they were afraid of going to that Flotsam Island, this thing is like 1,000 times worse.
In theory, yes. In practice, definitely not.
Well, no, but they were worried about going on that cursed island.
Yeah, this is
where we found the treasure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Remember, they were afraid and wouldn't go on. They don't want to come onto this island. That's my point.
Either we're going to have a massive battle with an incredibly overpowered demon, or we somehow trump him and trick him into that not happening. I'm just trying to look at the end game here of eventually, hopefully, we find a ship.
Is there any, Norman, do you have any guidance from Yellow Balls right now?
Hey, good question. I mean, I'd heard that this place had good pickled eggs, so that's kind of where I'm pointed. But other than that, is Yellow Balls still around? I don't even know. Yellow Bells?
You hear a very, very tiny whisper in your ear saying, "Yeah, Norman." But there's nothing on your shoulder. You think you might hear the flitter of wings for a second, but then
should I be worried about this place, Yellow Bells?
There's a lot of magic here, but I don't think they'd hurt you.
Fine.
In fact, I think that's the very last thing they'd want to do.
All right. Do these people mean harm against my friends?
Oh, no.
She's a
cool.
Ask
Cool,
her
cool.
what's the best way to cook grub Hulk.
Hey, Yellow Bells.
Yeah.
I just wanted you to know that if some knowledge that you have would be handy, I encourage you to just like speak up and share it without being asked. I just want to empower you. I trust you. We're pals, and so friends don't keep secrets. So feel free to share anything that would be handy.
That's true. Okay, I can do that, Norman. Well, I mean, maybe these are your friends, right? I mean, they've all got those.
Yeah.
They've all got those fancy bracelets. If you want to be like them, maybe you could take hers.
Take hers?
Yeah, that governor lady over there.
Take her fancy bracelet.
Yeah.
Okay.
You look over, you can't see that she's wearing a bracelet, but she has really long flowing robes.
Right. Cool. And hypothetically speaking, if I were to take this bracelet, so everybody else already has one of these bracelets? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah. Don't you see them? You do, actually. If you look over at Jojandron and Galanda and such, they're all wearing these little charm bracelets that...
I don't remember. I don't know what I missed.
You were away at a fight club when all that happened.
Right. No.
We got really... No, didn't he say no to them? That's what I remember.
Oh, that may be also the case.
They were like these really ugly things made by orphans, and we were giving money. We were like giving 30 gold or whatever for them, and then you were like, "Nah, I'm good." And you didn't get one.
Classic Norman.
Classic.
Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds like me. Cool. All right. So, hey, Yellow Bells, thank you. So I just pipe up, interrupt whoever happens to be speaking, and say, "Hey, Miss Robe Lady."
And she looks around to see who's speaking, and then looks over your way, like, not now. And then, eventually, probably because if you're piping up, then everybody else stops because you have a question, and then she turns and looks at you like, "Yes."
So I get into her personal space real quick, like just, "Hey, we're best friends," arm around the shoulder, go in. It's just like, "Listen, I've heard nothing but good things about this island. I want to see everything that is." And I go and I try and shake her hand. And in all of the distraction, I try to grab see if there is a bracelet in those robes and grab it for myself if it does happen to be there.
Yeah, that's definitely a sleight of hand roll. Let's see what happens with that.
Okay, so because I was totally ready for this roll,
I knew I was going to happen.
Here we go.
Oh,
17 plus 4, 21.
Bang! Yeah, not only is she wearing, you managed to check her wallet and spectacles and purse. No. Wait, there's a bracelet there, and it's It's among a couple of bracelets, but you deftly pull it away.
Cool. I palm it, pocket it. I don't put it on yet, but I have it in my possession. And I wrap up that whole elaborate like patting pal exchange, saying, "So the first drink's on me if you want to join in, but I understand if I'm not your cup of tea." So, and then I just kind of like back away. I assume I haven't been getting positive body language off of this person throughout this whole exchange.
You didn't. I mean, she made a noise that sort of sounded like, well, any friend of the anointed is a friend of mine. But as soon as you take off the bracelet and palm it, her eyes, she's looking at you. There's a moment of shock, like very subtle shock. And then her eyes kind of go glassy. And then she sort of looks around and is a little bit stunned. And then takes in the presence of Jojanjaron, Glanda, Tergar, and Nimraelian, and has that beatific awe come over her again. She's like, "Oh, you're here! You're finally here!"
Right. Okay, so we're cool. We're cool. All right, cool.
So
Never mind.
Like blanks out for a second, but then goes back to behaving completely the same way. Or she like reset and now she's shocked to see us.
Yeah, there's definitely a reset there. And when she says you're here, it's like she's still a little bit stunned.
Cool.
Like was it a moment of lucidity? Like she seemed like she had come back to her senses?
No, like if there was lucidity, it was removed.
Even like in that moment of shock when her eyes went big?
Yep.
Oh.
So she had a very mild amount of lucidity about her, but now she does not.
Pretty much.
Our orphan bracelets
Norman
just give us +1 bonus for saving throws per day. What does that mean? It means we get to do another saving roll if we don't like what we got? What does it mean?
It means if you ever needed to make a saving throw, you could say, "I'm using my orphan bracelet," and that gives you a +1 bonus to the roll.
Oh, right, which is like quite small.
Is it
They are orphans after all.
Right.
But their bracelets may have a different effect if they're magical at all.
Are these the same bracelets?
Well, right now
Are they the same bracelets as well?
It's in Al's pocket, or Norman's pocket.
Like when Norman looked at them, did they look like identical to the ones we are wearing?
I'm going to say that the sleight of hand was pretty quick and he had to do the fasty to get into his pocket, so he hasn't really had a chance to compare them.
Okay.
Speaking of Tergar, in the midst of all this confusion, you are almost positive you hear a voice in the back of your head saying, "Help me." And it is a voice you recognize but can't place, and it's very faint.
I think it's Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Oh my god.
It's clearly Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Yeah, and I a pasture where I could foresee a ball diamond being installed.
Yeah.
Cricket field.
Definitely cricket.
Whatever field and bat game they play in these parts. Interesting. Okay. Are we off we're off the ship and on land now, right?
Yep, you are.
But we're not in the pub yet, or whatever they have.
You have not moved anywhere. It seems that Nim's kept you on a short leash.
Well, there's nothing I can do with that because I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know who's saying it. Going back to what Nimraelian was saying earlier, I think that we need to... I don't think fleeing from this place is necessarily getting us closer to our goal, and following Blue Balls' advice, I think we stand and face it.
Yeah,
no one had to even register with anyone.
There's no running away at this point.
The joke of Yellow Balls was like already pretty good. So
I said Blue Balls.
I understand, but like we already had a fun shock of Yellow Balls, and so the shock's kind of gone. You almost just a bit too low hanging
I
fruit.
set someone up for the third time. That was just
Low-hanging
Thank
fruit.
you. There it is. Just got the third.
There.
I like
See?
blue balls.
You're welcome.
Jordan, did you just say I like blue balls?
Yeah, I liked the end when he said that.
Oh,
Oh,
I liked
okay.
it. He just didn't like that we didn't respond. He didn't like that there was a lack of response.
Yeah. No, so I going back to what I think we see what happens here, right? And
Yeah.
if
We recognize that
and I
everybody
think-
is charmed, or at the very least, all of them are currently pro Grazit, pro us meeting Grazit. They believe Grazit's going to literally make the world a wonderful place. You can tell that she believes in her own autonomy, but is currently so deep in this trance and whatever that she would never say that. So as much as they are happy, they don't have free will. That's the word we wanted, free will. Lack it. And and so, like, yeah, unless we get Grazit, we can't get these people out of this lack of free will, this kind of. So yeah, we basically just need to keep making our way towards them.
before we go on, I am going to sort of, in a hushed whisper to the group, I'm letting you guys know, guys, I got a voice in the back of my head that just was pleading for help. I don't know where it's coming from or whose voice it is, but someone nearby might be in need of our assistance here.
Dan,
Part of the problem-
describe the voice: high pitch, low pitch, gravelly.
Part of the problem, Tara, is that it's loud here. There are 200 villagers around you that are still kind of...
Well, I raise my voice to a level that's just discreet enough for these people to hear.
Yeah,
Who's
no,
sit-
I'm
who's
saying
to
part of the
my-
reason you can't understand the voice in your head.
Oh,
is
I see what you're saying. I thought you were talking about my whisper. Oh, okay, fair enough.
They can hear you fine.
Yeah, and I could discern whether it was a male or a female voice.
No.
Oh, interesting.
It's
A bit like The Force Awakens when Rey has that flashback scene. There's all those mixture of voices. It's hard to discern who's saying what.
We're not at that flashback yet, no.
Okay. Norman, are you okay?
Wait, hold on. Is this going to end where Dan is actually the son of Grazit?
Probably, yeah.
It's gonna be Explictica was behind it all.
Yeah, it comes
the
up
whole
out of the
time.
sand.
Great.
Surprise!
That would have been so good if Explictica had had that voice. Hi, guys!
So since her
Remember
shock...
me?
Yeah.
No, you don't?
I'm back, bitches. So since the bracelet was removed from Kel, she has not been as she's not been offering as much. She is taking kind of the same stance as everybody else. She is more interested in you being here and just being in your presence. She does not seem to be leading this effort anymore.
Norman, did you do something inappropriate to the governor just now? She seems to be acting slightly differently.
Hey, I was trying to make a friend. I thought she knew Larry and Terry from back in the day. I was mistaken. It was my bad. But there's no problem.
Joe John, Zone of Truth, if you don't mind.
Jesus.
Yeah, Zone of Truth.
Zam. All right. The zone of truth is cast.
Yellow Bell told me that I need to pay attention to the bracelet they were wearing, and so I went in and I lifted that bracelet, and I have it right here.
Oh, isn't that just easier?
It looks
So
exactly like
so
the
now I have
bracelet
one
you
of
were
your
wearing.
fancy bracelets. I haven't put. Should I put it on? Is this a thing? Can I be part of the club? I don't know if I want to be part of the club.
Why was it
Identical
stole?
now?
Yeah, well, can we look at them now? Can we see? And then also, she could potentially react to the fact that he's clearly holding something of hers now out in the open because he's just blatantly like, "Oh, I stole this."
Yeah. No, she's still she's prescribing by celebrity force field rules, and she is off the distance, and she cares not a whit apparently on this brazen display Upon looking at it, yeah, it looks exactly like the ones that you guys are wearing. Equal low-end quality.
What?
And you're
Does
telling
it
me
look
that,
like an orphan made it?
Yeah.
and every single villager here is wearing this?
Did an orphan make it, or did it just look like an orphan made it?
You look around at the villagers, they are, the ones you can see in the immediate vicinity are not wearing bracelets.
Not.
Correct.
Oh, they're not.
Just Kel.
The one.
What if we put all of the bracelets on one person? No? No one wants to do this experiment?
Features on the bracelet, Andrew? Like, is there anything distinct about what's on them?
Yeah, they all have they have 2 runes on them. Like, they are, essentially it looks like they've been carved, how to phrase it. So it's a simple band, and attached to that band is, looks like a piece of bone. Like for maybe a horn, it's been cut, so it's kind of a bone coin.
A horn?
Well, it's a coin. Maybe it was made from bone or something, but on one side is a rune, and on the other side is a rune. There's the same rune on the same side for each of the ones that you are holding, but it's a different rune on the opposite side. And her rune is different from all of yours. So, like, that is to say, like, on the one side, it's the same rune for all the bracelets, and on the other side, it's a different rune for all of them.
I wonder if that is how he's channeling to us. If the rune that we all share in common is his rune, and the unique rune is how he knows, how he differentiates between us.
What do we remember about the orphan lady? Just a second. Let me go back into our notes.
Nothing. Did we write about it?
We wrote that Audrey gave us all orphan-made bracelets and suggested that we come and visit them. I don't know if we ever did.
We
gave
not.
them.
What page was that on?
61. I just control searched it. I don't know. So Audrey gave us all orphan-made bracelets and suggested we come visit them. We gave them 61 gold pieces. That's all I have written. So that's all we know about. I'm just going to quickly look up Audrey now. Nope, that's the only time we wrote about her. I can't really send Petrie all the way back. That's a pretty far flight.
That is a long voyage for a little bat.
Yeah, she probably wouldn't make it. You do make an interesting point, Tergar, that perhaps these are problematic bracelets rather than helpful ones. But we did notice that she lost her lucidity when we took it off. And the lucidity was the only even flickers of who she truly was before being charmed. So, might be a bit of a red herring.
Maybe one of you should take off your bracelet and let's see if you feel a change.
Let me take mine off.
All right.
You taking off your bracelet, Targar?
Yeah.
Take your time.
Take your time. You feel no different.
But
I'd like to take off my bracelet now.
He looks really weird now, doesn't he?
It is.
I put mine on.
You're putting yours on? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nimrillion takes off her bracelet and also feels no different. And
I'm gonna do it too. We're having like an "Oh Captain, my Captain" moment.
Okay. Norman feels no different upon putting it on. And when Glonda takes off hers, there's a moment where you feel, you start to feel like, you start to feel a lot more buoyant, is how I'll put it. Like a feeling, the feeling of joy and exultation around you starts to feel a bit infectious. Like,
Okay.
these are my people. They're like, and they're happy to see me, and I'm happy to be here. This is cool. But otherwise, you don't suddenly, go slack-jawed and start drooling.
Okay, can I put it back on?
Nim hands her bracelet over to Glonda, and it's like, put both of them on. She's like fascinated. She's absolutely fascinated. She's like trying to figure it out.
Okay, and I heard Jordan starting to say something.
I am not going to take mine off at all. I think we need a control.
Excellent.
Okay.
Experimental groups, control group, negative control, positive control. Love it.
Okay, so you put both bracelets back on Galanda, and
Well, one at a time, mind you.
one at a time. Okay.
Sorry, Glanda's putting all of our bracelets on?
No, she's just putting hers on again, and then she's putting mine on.
Okay.
Yeah,
Put
get
on-
in line, Dan.
Okay, Galanda putting her own bracelet back on. Gradually, that feeling of buoyancy starts to fade away, and you feel your senses returning.
Back to being
Okay, and then
gritty old Londa.
and then she puts on Nims.
Okay. Putting on Nim's has no further effect. Nim taking off hers, no effect on Nim.
All right, Nim will put hers back on as long as Glenda consents to that happening. Okay, so Nim will put
all
hers.
good, baby girl.
Okay, cool. She puts it on. Wait, can we put on each other's?
Yeah, like best friend, like yeah, like
let me
charm
put yours.
bracelets.
Right.
Okay, so you're going to put on each other's?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she just keeps mine on and takes hers off and hands it to me.
Okay.
Well, then I'm going to switch mine with my brother.
Well, no, he's our
go?
control. You can't do that. No.
Oh.
When Galanda takes
Yeah,
off
control.
her bracelet, gives it to Nim, and Nim does the same, gives it to Galanda. Galanda is wearing Nim's bracelet, and gradually that feeling of buoyancy starts to come back. But Nim feels no change.
Okay. So it does seem that these bracelets seem to have a specific effect on ourselves. Because you're currently wearing one, and yet you feel jovial.
I do feel jovial.
We are not ready for a song just yet, but
I'm feeling pretty jovial.
I know.
Are there any stones around here?
Oh, don't get excited.
Well, the
yet.
whole statue's got a big stone.
That's true.
I'm
Okay.
reading the statue.
Let's switch bracelets back
All
to
right.
that we have our own, and then let's go do some stone cutting on that statue. I love that idea.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right.
All
let's,
I've
have
ever wanted.
let's get us a stone cutting roll on
Oh,
the
So by the way, we
statue.
are wearing our normal bracelets again.
You are wearing. Eventually, the feeling of buoyancy leaves Glanda.
And also, Tergar, Norman, you probably should give that bracelet back to that poor
26.
woman who has like half a second of
26.
I'm so incredibly cunning.
Yeah, that is. So you look at this and you recognize that this statue is very shittily made. It is no gifted artisan came anywhere near this. Certainly no one with any knowledge of how stones should lay with each other. You know, you're appreciating it from its structural point of view, and you feel like any kind of rough wind might push this over. I mean, it's a lot of work went into it because a lot of heavy stones have been put into its construction, but also on an artistic point of view, not real good. Like, you get that they're trying to affect this is a tall humanoid figure.
Can I tell
But-
how old it is?
Yes, with that roll, it's definitely been done within the last 2 months.
That's helpful.
Okay,
Okay, last
I
2
wanna-
months.
I
We
wanna-
started this campaign 2 months ago, did we not? Like, in time?
Game time? Yeah, about that.
Yeah. Okay, so
wanna-
it
I
was
wanna
made
ask-
when we came here.
I want to ask Kel
Hmm.
if she's still near us.
She is.
If she could tell us when that statue was erected, because I'm curious
Clever.
if she's gonna say something different.
Clever.
She looks at you and says, "Statue?"
Yeah, the big rock thing.
Does Kel have a deputy?
Yeah, he's also there looking kind of like, yeah, statue. Yeah.
Shit. Okay, get that bracelet back on, Kel. Norman, give that back.
He's eating.
He's too busy eating fish.
He's eating
G-Norm.
pickled
Yo,
eggs.
G-Norm. Yo, give the bracelet back to the nice lady.
Fine.
Your dedication to your character, Norman, is incredible.
That's what it is. All right.
Method
After
acting.
a moment or two, her eyes get a little less glassy-eyed, and she's now regarding you. And she's also regarding the bracelet and kind of like trying to figure out what just happened here. But her bearing changes, and she gets a little bit more poised, and then she looks back over to you and says, "Sorry, friend Glonda, you were saying something?"
Yeah, was this amazing statue erected?
It is amazing, isn't it?
Sure.
And she looks like she has the urge to bow before it, but then she looks back over at Jojandron and doesn't. She says,
it looks so historical.
Well, it is a recent addition. It does honor our Lord. And I think we created it, so it's been a process over the last few months. We couldn't say exactly when it started, but...
Sweet Governor, where did you get that beautiful bracelet?
Oh, this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I wasn't always here. I was on a visit over to Saltmarsh.
Oh?
Yes, and we were exchanging some diplomatic treaties and securing some trade deals for some supplies here. And I met a few people over there, and I went by this very charming lady who runs the orphanage there, and we made a donation to help support her very honorable activities, and in exchange she gave me this very lovely orphan-crafted bracelet.
Isn't that funny? Now look at this. We all have the same bracelet. We also seem to have that bracelet.
Wow.
Well, most of us do.
Well, all the people you seem to be interested in.
She sort of does a little head slant and says, "You are truly honorable people that you would support the orphans so."
Well, it's interesting because by wearing this bracelet, we seem to be not affected so much by the charm that your lord is trying to force onto everyone. Yourself included.
It is interesting that you cast it that way.
Oh?
I understand why you think our demeanor may be different, but I tell you that this is a pleasant existence compared to the existence we had previously here on Cyber. It is not a pleasant isle, and it has been a welcome relief to experience joy in this harsh place.
You know that some people can be charmed to experience pleasure as they burn to death?
Well, isn't that fascinating?
It
you
is.
are an intelligent.
Miss Amel, I have a question for you, Madame, Miss Amel. I don't know what
Are
you
you
prefer. Are you?
No, not married.
Not that I'm.
But no ring.
On Saltmarsh.
Gordon, you're two for two tonight. You're 2 for 2.
Who are you working with in Saltmarsh? Did you have a connection there? Someone that you was helping you with your endeavors?
Well, I believe our initial contact was made through a notary there, Anders Solmore.
Yes.
He managed to arrange the supplies that we needed, and then through the Mariners Guild, we were able to secure a cargo vessel to bring it back.
We know that guy.
He must be very excited
Anders is a good guy. He's the one that drew up the captain's will.
Well, hold on.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, this is just me speaking meta. Sorry.
Anders must also be very excited by the good fortunes of this island, I would imagine.
I imagine he would be, but I have not seen him in many months.
Oh. So he doesn't worship your Grazit.
Aye. And again, she sort of averts her eyes when you say the name, but then...
Oh, but now when he says it.
Oh, yeah. Anytime it comes up, she seems to...
Oh, except when Christine said it, though, you said. She didn't seem to give a shit when Christine did it.
No, she doesn't.
All right, there may have been some DM inconsistency.
Okay, fair enough.
You're definitely trying to be respectful of the name. She says, I would only hope that those in Saltmarsh could experience the joys that we experience here. I suspect that when our Lord is released and covers the world with his bounty, the Saltmarsh will also enjoy the freedom that we do.
Wow, he literally Okay, so now I get it. When that big tower is broken, that's him being released into the world, and that's a bad thing, but he makes everybody think
That's what we
it's gonna
don't
be a good
want.
thing. Yeah, we don't want him to be released. So what we need to somehow do is not let him be released, but also stop him from charming people.
That sounds like a great
I don't know
place
if we
for us
need
to
to
take a
stop
break.
Yeah.
Al, can you make the kitty give us a 5-minute?
All right, Kitty Bitty. We'll see everybody in 5 minutes.
Oh, double kitty!
Kitty
Double
Lord!
Double kitty.
And we are all back. Everybody came back all at the same time, like they're supposed to. So here we are back, all of us. Right. So you've made some deductions, some thinking about. What would you like to do now?
Can we ask Kel? Yes. How does your lord expect us to meet him? Sorry if this is such an obvious question, but just wanted clarification.
She looks at you like, again, confused. Yes, she nods solemnly and says, I will answer your questions, lady, but I have been instructed that you should join me and my friends for a meal. Whether you choose to imbibe or eat of it is, of course, up to you.
Instructed by Grazit himself?
My lord has sent me a message that we should treat you with the most respect, and this is our way.
Sold. I'm in. Show me the food. Show me the drink.
Can I have a
Let's do
power
this.
nap that might be affected by bad dreams before we go?
Somebody wants to jiggle up their spell slots? Is that it?
No, actually, no. I decided that I would jiggle up my spell slots based on, hey, we have woken up and now I'm going on an island. What should I prepare for today? So while we were discussing, I literally retconned my own spell slots based on, not on what was going on, but I'm entering an island. Where, like, what should I do? So I apologize if I didn't tell you that, but I have already done that.
Okay. I'm also remembering that there was an issue of long rests that were or were not being able to be taken because people didn't make their wisdom saves, and I don't remember.
Right.
So
yeah, no, that was only, there was only one person, I think. It was, it was Turgar and
I was the only one who. Yeah, there's two of us that got long rests,
I
and
got
the rest
a
of
long
you
rest.
didn't.
Yeah, I got a lot.
Well, then you and I were the two that did.
Right.
Okay.
You and I were the two that did, and then everyone else didn't.
Okay.
I think.
I must have, because I wasn't having dreams. Right?
That is true, actually, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you had a long rest too. So then it was Glonda and Jojo that didn't.
Okay.
I think,
So I'm
right?
sorry.
Glonda, is that right? Yeah.
Yes, but
Okay.
I don't think I used any spells, and I just used my weapons the last fight, and I didn't get hit at all, so I didn't need it.
Oh, okay.
That's
Perfect.
Yeah.
But
So-
Would it make
I
sense
am
for us to
in mint
retreat?
condition.
Would it make sense for us to retreat to the boat to try and have a long rest? Ask them to hold off on the meal until we're rested, and then we'll join them afterwards.
Well, what I want to do is, talk to Grazit. Like, I want to go to
Yeah.
sleep and be like, you fucking,
But
what's
do you
your
wanna-
game plan? Like, I want to talk to him again.
Oh, okay. In your dream, you mean? In your sleep, sorry.
Because he comes to us in our dreams, right? But it's only me that kind of is able to seemingly... Well, it's only if we do saving thrones, though. And I have shitty work right now.
dreams of love
I don't-
so true. Talk.
You know what I'm doing now?
I do. It's Technotronic, I think?
No.
Or no?
Guys, we're gonna get copyright removed again.
Turn it down.
I guarantee that the
Come on,
algorithm's
man.
not going to pick that up.
Should
I
we
don't know.
split up?
He got caught last time.
Should we split up?
Because you just want to go eat.
He's heard a lot
Well,
about the Grumhulk.
no, I don't think splitting up is a good idea. Fine. We will, if we can continuously detect magic on our food before eating it, fine.
Well, the detect magic spell lasts for 10 minutes. And it will not necessarily detect poison, but it would detect whether the food is magical.
How much time
But
between courses?
Yellow Impotence basically told us that no, we don't have to worry about them hurting our feelings and harming us.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. I'm just worried that we are entering into a final phase or one of the final phases and we're not fully rested.
Who's missing what?
I'm missing 2 spell slots now because I cast those detect magic and
dispel magic,
We might need
but
to
I'm fully
continue to.
healed.
Yeah.
I think Jordan's down a few spell slots too.
I'm fine.
Yeah, I used a zone of truth on Norman.
And it was so well used.
It was worth it, yeah.
It was probably my favorite use of it.
I think I like Nimeralian's idea of speaking to Grazit via the dream, just on its own. Did we nix
I
that?
second that. Okay.
I say, let's do what moves the plot forward.
Yay!
Yay!
Huzzah!
Hooray!
Hospitality and get like a nice place on the shore, like on the beach or something, to sleep in.
Well, we could also take a whole bunch of food back for our cronies and nap there. I mean,
Let's get some to go. Let's get some Grazit to go.
Like a grazing plate.
I am aware that Andrew has made it very clear that our crew needs and wants a vacation. So the other idea is just being like, all right, let's let a couple days pass and let's let our crew just like fucking have a good time. We'll be passed out we'll just be in a constant trance on the ship trying to figure shit out while the rest of them are just like fucking having a good
I think we should get a nice like hotel that they'll let us stay in for free, take advantage.
Well, we're running low on gold these days.
No, they'll let us stay for free because they worship us.
Oh, that's true.
But I agree. Let's let our friends on the boat come ashore and have their shore leave here because they're not going to get hurt.
They're not going to get hurt. We don't think this place isn't no one's going to be hanged here.
No, it doesn't. Looks the league's different from that other shitty.
They may be charmed, but they won't be hanged.
So,
how do we think the captain is? Yeah, is the captain changing or shifting at all, or is he very much lucid?
He's as lucid as he's been through this entire voyage so far. He looks like he's had a few sleepless nights as well. He's got a little bit of bags under his eyes, but you have that sense that he probably lives in a state of almost constant stress of one form or another, and he's conditioned to it. So whether this is just him or whether this is, some effect on him, you can't ascertain.
No, it does seem that Grazit is excitedly screwing our entire ship all at once, including the captain, including the crew. So that's worth considering. But it also looks like he's not falling under the spell of the island.
Oh no, he's been his usual crotchety self.
What does he think of all this? Because we've had him sitting next to us for this whole thing.
He's kind of astonished that you're getting this treatment, and he's like, something is definitely wrong here. This is not the cyber I remember. This was a hard-scrabble kind of colony trying to make it go, and I've delivered exactly one cargo here of tools and food when they needed it, and they had naught but fish and vegetables to trade back. It was a meager haul, and I wouldn't do it again if I had the choice.
Well, that's the issue, Captain, is that currently a demon has offered them, essentially for their souls, they're getting a happy life. So that's why I think we're seeing what we're seeing.
An interesting conundrum.
Yup.
I'm sorry, are you looking for me to elaborate? Perhaps expand upon this development here. Give you some further information on what this place should be.
I'm just saying.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
This is amazing.
What is happening?
Am I left out of this?
Why does Andrew look like a Two-Face?
Why is Joe not in this?
And me, I was I white on your screen?
Well, no, but you probably don't have the same.
I mean, yeah.
I'm sorry, it must have been some magical something. I don't know
some
what happened.
mirror surfaces.
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
Captain.
Yeah.
Bring your crew ashore.
Well, I think that is actually a pretty good idea.
And I hope you can
party!
But tell them if they hear the call of ahoy hoy, they must return immediately.
So what was that call again?
Ahoy hoy!
More awesome, please.
Ahoy hoy! I'm not
More
gonna change.
awesome.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, Kel.
Tut tut, everybody! Time to get back on the ship! Oh,
Brilliant. That's exactly how I do it from time to time, yes.
all right.
All right,
Hey, Kel.
he's going to take the launch and go back and get some
Kel.
bodies.
Kel.
Yes.
We got a big crew coming in. Do you have a place for them to stay that's really nice and comfy?
Well, as you might understand, we don't generally get a lot of visitors here, but I'm sure that we can find accommodation for any of your worthy followers.
What I would like is to have each crew member stay in a different household.
Oh, naturally, I'm sure we could billet them. Yes, absolutely. I'm sure that would be delightful.
Great. And Captain?
Yes!
Yeah, he's already gone. Oh, he's like
Sailing
rolling
away.
out.
Can you get everyone to file a report on how their billet was? We want to learn about the culture of this island.
Yes, that's something that they generally do. Yes, absolutely. He's outside the zone of truth, by the way, when he answers that.
Cute. So cute.
So Kel sort of is making some scraping and bowing motions that are not scraping and bowing, but indicating that you might wish to follow her to her palatial estate / hovel.
Are we not doing the long rest in the dream?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know what the final consensus there was.
Yeah, the idea
thought we
was
had
that
voted on that.
potentially, the idea was that potentially we let them have, we let the crew do their crew thing because they're all grumpy. So let them just at least de-grumpify.
Mm-hmm.
But then also we kind of want, I mean, to be fair, as Steen said, plot, promo, that's where we want to go. So if we're being ushered to a dinner, I think maybe we should go to the dinner only because we're being ushered to do so. But I also still believe that speaking with Grazit in her sleep, even if that happens tonight, would be nice.
Thank you. Let's go to dinner.
Okay, let's revote and then act on that. I didn't understand what Christine was getting at. I'm fine with going to the dinner.
Should I set up a
I think
doodle
that's
poll
going to move things forward. Yeah,
Okay,
let's go.
are we going
Are
to
we good
dinner
for the
tonight?
dinner?
Yep, dinner.
Dinner. Okay, good. We're going to the dinner.
All right. So the crowd follows along behind, but at a respectful distance. Meanwhile, Kel and her party of 3, you would call them bigwigs if they were better dressed, I suppose, are going with you to... there's a little house that's a little bit nicer, but it's still kind of clapboard and mud hut kind of. But it's up on a rise that overlooks, its location is key, right? So it's her place. It is large-ish. It has amenities-ish. So you arrive and she opens the door and please come in. Welcome to my home. And inside is... it's a large-ish single room, but there is a large table that's been set up inside, and it is overflowing with all sorts of food and veg, which looks to have been recently cooked. The smells of a very nicely prepared meal greet you when you enter the room, and already sitting at the table are 4 other figures, and one is a tall man. They're all gaunt in appearance, I'll give you that for free. But he's dressed in what appears to be rusted chain and has a sort of a cloak over him. Another is a short woman with kind of pinkish hair. And she's dressed in what appeared to be finery. The third is another large man dressed in what appears to be scraps of leather, but also wearing a large cloak. And the fourth is a tall lady dressed in what appeared to be a very nice gown at some point, but is also tattered and worn. And they sit at the far end by the hearth of this table. And they don't look at you as you enter the room. They seem to be looking towards...
There's no map of this, Andrew?
No, this is all theory of the mind. I didn't make a map of this.
Okay.
That means there's no battle.
Which means there's no battle, unless... Yeah, exactly. Unless you want there to be a battle, in which case it'll be a marvelous theater of the mind.
Kel, who are these people?
And she looks over at them and then looks back to you, and she has this... She almost blushes and says, Oh, well, we were waiting for so long for you to arrive. I'm so terribly embarrassed.
You haven't left the meat out in room temperature this whole time, have you?
No. The meal was cooked today. The meal is cooked every day that you might arrive.
Oh, what a waste of food.
That's a huge waste. I hope everyone gets to eat it at the end of the day.
No, naturally they do. And it's with kind of a dawning insight. You recognize these as Glonda, Tergar, Jojandra, and Nimralian stand-ins.
That's disgusting. And I love it.
And they are gradually picking away at this food and eating it.
Get on my seat!
And as you say that, as you bark that towards the Glonda stand-in, she looks to you, and her eyes are solid black, like where there would be iris and such.
Does she look like me? Does she look just like me?
She doesn't look just like you. She's a human, but she's a
black-eyed
short human.
children.
And though her skin looks like she's lost a lot of weight recently, her clothing is padded out to sort of resemble the physique that you have.
What has happened to these poor people? They look gaunt and under some even awful charm. They do not look happy.
They're obsessed with us.
And Kel looks, and it looks like she's trying to formulate a response, some kind of defense to what you've said, and she says, They are. They are indeed joyous.
I believe you not.
And she's downcast at your upbraiding of her. And she says, Pardon, lady.
Well, uncharm them.
She says, I have no power of this. This is not me. This is the bidding of my lord.
And you think it right?
But they honor you, lady. She's
God,
literally shivering at this concept.
You poor soul. Well, let's eat with our creepy stand-ins.
Glonda stand-in gets up and shuffles off to the hearth and allows that Glonda could sit where she was,
I thought you were
and
gonna
bows
say
low.
Okay.
Bows low as she does.
Cool. About time.
Show me some goddamn respect.
I thought she was gonna throw herself into the hearth, and I was very worried.
Tergar, again in the back of your mind, a little clearer this time. Tergar, please help me. And it is a woman's voice that you were able to make out.
Can I try in my head asking, who is this?
You get the sense that the communication is one way, in that it does not respond to you.
Can you please help me?
And it is slightly louder, though you can't tell whether that's simply because the background distraction is gone, or it's just physically louder.
Okay.
What are the rest of y'all doing? By the way, you know there is no Norman stand-in.
Yeah, he's not being treated with the same interest. I don't know why.
An empty chair that I can get in on?
Yes, there are 6 empty chairs right now.
Cool. I hop in and I survey the table and I pick at whatever looks eatable.
There's a lot of fish. You get the sense that it's the kind of thing that's you spice it up to make it something else, because on its own maybe it doesn't have a lot of flavor, but whatever spice they've chosen to add to this fish is making it taste very, very interesting, or smell very, very attractive.
Nutmeg.
Nutmeg on fish, yeah.
That's what they have here.
A lot of roasted and boiled vegetables. It all looks very appetizing.
Kel, where is all of this bounty from?
Why, it has been harvested. It is our bounty that is sacrificed for you.
Does anyone else hear ASMR stomping?
Yes,
yeah, let me
like
just mute
some little
somebody.
gophers dancing on stones.
Yes.
Me.
Me.
So you grew these carrots yourself? You were provided the seeds by your lord, or?
It is a number of different farms in the area that no doubt tilled the soil and reaped the harvest.
Killed the soil and reaped the harvest. Cool. Are there any like pitchers of mead or anything at this table that I can help myself from?
Tankards of beer.
Sweet. Sold.
Okay.
I just take a tankard and start drinking directly from the tankard.
Okay. Yeah, maybe not. No, you could probably do it. It sounds like a normal thing to do. So yeah, you grab this thing, boop, take out the little pivot and give it a good dash. It tastes great. Like super fresh and well beered.
Sure does.
Yeah.
I'm not barely paying attention to what's going on around me, and I'm just helping myself.
Excellent. You tuck in everything. This is a fine meal. It's peasant fare, but it's done very, very well.
Yeah, I'm in.
I feel like
gourmet grilled cheese.
I feel like Norman is already being charmed by the wiles, guiles of this place. Or he's just being Norman.
Andrew, can I, with that voice, if I did a perception roll, might I recognize the voice?
Sure, go for it.
Because you guys have been talking. That's all I think Terragar's been thinking about here. So, all right. So this will be a +8. So 25.
25. You're pretty sure that's Lyra Tolliver's voice.
That's what I was wondering.
I thought
all right.
so.
Which one is she?
The druid that also sat on the town council, and the one that was really intrigued by you. She seemed to have the hots for you, but she was like the girl of my dreams.
She was like cool to you, right? And she didn't like me.
Yes, that's right.
Not
You were
like
suspicious of her.
Oh my god.
I do question though.
Mute him again.
Who?
You
I'm
type
typing.
loud.
Yeah.
You loud ass.
No, it's
Like-
because the
like-
mic.
like-
It's
it's
just
like-
the. It's because it's because this new setup. No, but I again, I'm with it enough that I'm questioning the actual source. Like this sounds like her, but then I'm thinking about how much she seemed to despise me. I'm wondering if this is a.
Well, there's always
I get it.
Grazit
Correct.
involved with something. Grazit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what are the rest of y'all doing here? Norman has tucked into the food and mead.
Eaten.
I think
Beer.
Nim is being extra. I think she probably rolled up a little, please bring me some rations from the ship, and like rolled it up and sent it off to Petrie so that when the captain comes back, he'll have some like shitty ship food.
I'm going to guess
Birdie.
you probably have some rations in your bag of holding.
Okay, good. Great.
Yeah.
So she's avoiding it. She's obviously aware that it's attempting to lull us into a sense of lack of lucidity. So she's not down.
Okay. Glonda tucks in the food and finds it equally as tasty as Gnorman did. It is, again, it's like the best ratatouille you ever ate. And the fish is pretty amazing.
Yum.
You've had grubhulk before. You know it comes from here. And it's definitely fresh, freshly caught, freshly cooked, freshly seasoned.
Are we in so you said we're in like a one-room cabin now?
Yeah, I mean there's a couple of columns in the room to allow the roof not to cave in, but it's basically a big one-room house.
Okay. What do the gaunt people do while we sit next to them and eat?
Watch you.
Yeah. Oh,
They
creepy.
just-
So no, everyone just watches us.
Yep.
I'm not eating.
Okay.
I keep eating and doing it like, hey, how about this stuff? And just like one-sided engaging everybody who's not, talking back, but just making mouthful small talk as I chow down, trying to be friendly.
So, Kel appears to be focused on Glonda eating, and like imagine a maitre d' who's concerned that nice, Brooke, I like your background.
Thank you.
Like the maitre d' is concerned that the patron is having a good time, but is just super attentive about it, just concerned that any one thing might be off. Focused on Glonda, like if you try and engage her, Al, in some sort of small talk. She acknowledges you and nods because kind of like, yeah, I get you're friends with the celeb, but I'm more interested in what she thinks. So putting you off a bit. Mm-hmm. The 4 stand-ins kind of occasionally look over to what you're doing, like eating noisily and drinking loudly, but are more interested in the other 4 here.
Nim looks directly at her second. I don't believe we've been introduced. What's your name?
I'm Azra, lady.
Azra. Oh, that's a beautiful name. And
blushes and smiles ear to ear.
Your eyes are exceeding dark.
Oh,
Could you
sorry.
explain that to me?
Sorry, I didn't realize you were talking to one of them. Kel has a few attendants. I thought that's who you're talking to.
Oh, no. She's talking to her Nim
Nim stand-in?
Yeah.
And
no
becomes
response.
an awkward moment where Azra thinks you were talking to her, and then she realizes you weren't at all. Yeah.
Just standing behind, just like, oh. And then, no. Dreams dashed. No, your stand-in looks at you with those, like, again, open eye, and it's all black, where there should be eyeball and such. You have the sense that there is an eye in there, but it's just somehow necrotized or something. It's all dark.
Necrotized?
Well, that's a word for it, I suppose. I don't know. You don't know whether it's medical or magical, but looking at you as if like there are eyes there that seem to do some sort of job, but definitely not right. Like that is not what eyes should look like. But as you engage with her, like what's your name, I think was what you asked, it doesn't respond to you.
Can I try to do detect thoughts?
Oh, have you got that as a spell?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Okay, I'm going to try to detect her thoughts. So it basically is a minute. I can read the thoughts of a creature that as long as I can see them. And if she has an intelligence of 3 or lower and doesn't speak, that doesn't actually work. But they have to do a wisdom saving throw. And if they fail, I gain insight into their reasoning, their emotional state, and something that looms large in their mind. So something that they worry over or love or hate.
Okay, I'm going to make a saving throw for this person. They do.
I remember. I have a portent. They get a 4.
They get a 4? Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad that you preempted that. Mark that exceptionally useful portent off.
I greatly will.
So yeah, I guess that doesn't gonna work. So yeah, it works. You chime on into their thoughts, and it's a big empty cavern of thought. Like you can almost hear the vacuum of where there should be thoughts going on and on and on, but there's not. And eventually all you are hearing is a sort of a deep resonant breathing.
Gross.
Yeah. And it's like you sort of have to refocus what you're looking at, and as you sort of pan back in your thoughts, you can see that it's not dark, it's skin. It's dark skin that you see has a gleam to it. And you see that it is, in fact, this demonic visage of Grazit. And he's looking at you as you are, sort of quote, quote, detect thoughts looking at him. And this is clearly all that this person is thinking of.
She's just being him, basically. Being his eyes.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh.
That's fun. That's cool. Thank you. She definitely, shares that information with y'all somehow, subtly.
Should we address him now that we know he's in the room?
So here's the thing, is that, the person knows that you attempt to detect thoughts on them regardless. If you succeed or not, they know. So currently, for the next minute, he's aware that I know he's there. Right?
Yeah.
So I can say whatever I want, and I can hear what he has to say if he says things in his thought. But for a whole minute, right?
Yes. I mean, I think technically it's this person whoever she is/was would be aware. But if it is in fact a stand-in for Grazit as well, that's not altogether clear whether this is a thought that she's thinking or whether in fact it is a possession or means of him to scry upon you. Regardless, whether they are aware of your doing this or not, there is no reaction.
Okay.
There is no like, how dare you listen to my thoughts or whatever.
Got it, okay. Grazit still incapable of actually sitting here with us at the table, hey?
There is no reaction.
Oh, poor thing. Still just trapped in our dreams, are we? Yes, we'll have to see what we can do about that. You're just trapped in the dreams, trapped on the other side, aren't you?
The other 3 stand-ins turn their glance to look at you.
Oh, you need 4 pairs of eyes to size me up, do you? 2 isn't enough?
Other than looking at you with these empty expressions, there is no reaction.
What's your end game, you hedonist demon? You think we'll give up easily? You're in for the fight of your life.
At the end of your minute of detecting thoughts, each of the 4 stand-ins make an awkward and fall to the ground.
He killed them. Oh no, that's gross and awful. He's a
I'm
murderous
so glad I got rid of
asshole.
mine, so I didn't have to be right next to her when it happened. That would have been frickin' weird.
That would have
Cool,
been
and I started
appetite
grabbing
off-putting.
their food while shortly after they fall unconscious.
Yeah, more
I
for
just
me.
grab what's on their
Nim,
plate.
Nim immediately, like, I feel like Nim has this, like, feeling that Kel could, like, get out of her trance, because we've seen flashes of actual Kel. And she just kind of is like, do you not see that your master has just murdered 4 of your own? Do you not see the evil? Please come back, Kel, come back. Is there anything I can roll for? I'm not a person to, like, persuade.
Would you like to roll your persuasion?
I got a fucking +2 on
I'd
it.
love it. Let's see what happens.
All right, here we go. +2, trying to shake her from her curse. 20.
A total of 20.
Whoa!
Hmm.
You don't get
Sweet sassy
persuaded out of
lassie.
a charm, but at least she's doing a good attempt at it.
She turns and looks to you, and you get this glimpse that everything is not all right in Whoville. Like she's she's looking at what just happened here, and she's looking at you, and she's hearing your words, and even as you're sort of forcing her to reconcile what's going on here, her visage goes a little bit askew, and she's not all right, but her expression, like she forces a smile, like as if she's got to try extra hard to make it work.
And Nim knows that now, because he's using them all as puppets, he could easily kill them all if he wanted to. So she's well aware now that she doesn't want to push too hard, or else she could cost more lives.
We're also not dealing with a cult either here.
No, we're not.
These are captives.
Yeah, the other one, you're absolutely right. The other one potentially were like happily doing their own nasty things. But these people clearly, you're very good point.
And Cal looks at you and says, "Will you not have some food and drink, lady?"
Thank you so much. Absolutely. Greatly appreciate you. You're doing wonderfully. Don't die.
As you wish, lady. She retreats a few steps. Again in the back of your head, Tergar. Tergar, I need you.
Where? Who are you?
He says this out loud, and it's like, huh? Although I
do.
think you mentioned you've had this conversation.
Yes, I did mention to the, but I do say that out loud. Sure, I'm frustrated by this.
Tergar, you can't type.
Tergar's word processor. Okay, seeing that at least some of you are... Oh, I should ask. Jordan, is Jojandron eating any of this food?
So Nim didn't actually eat. She said she
Oh,
would.
yes.
She definitely
I understand you're eating from your own stash.
Hondo P.
Yeah, Jojandron is eating the food And Joe John is starting to feel tired from a little dose of something he took earlier this afternoon.
I love when you talk in third person.
Got the shot.
Oh no.
The arm is feeling fine, but I'm just feeling like it's...
Oh, J-Jo, you got...
No.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Good.
I'm looking forward to that happening myself a little later.
Me too.
All right. Well, yeah, sure. That food definitely hits you pretty hard.
It's turkey, so I'm getting the...
It's getting the turkey sweats.
No.
So after you've eaten
Turkey of the sea.
after you've eaten a fair amount, or at least looked like you've enjoyed some, Kel comes over with a small box and says, "You asked." She presents this to Nimralian. She says, "You asked how you would find our Lord, and he bestows this upon you." And she opens the box, and it's what appears to be a horn, which has some runes inscribed in it. And she says, "This will lead you to the prophet." And she bows deeply and proffers it to you.
Nim kisses her on the forehead.
Tears fall out of the corners of her eyes.
But she's like, "This is to you as who you are, and not to whatever the fuck's going on."
I'm not sure she gets that distinction, but yeah.
I know, but she's like, she's trying to make it clear. Sorry, this is 9% beer. I'm like done over here.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
It's full pumpkin patch. Having a great day.
Oh, boom.
Me too.
We're totally
I'm
in
doing a
October
pumpkin. I'm
time.
doing a Lake of Bays pumpkin ale.
Like a bays.
Christine, what's your pumpkin?
Nice.
There we go. Yeah,
I might
there we go.
have 10 pumpkins in my house right now.
Does that one have little tiny bumps all over it?
It's crocheted.
Segmented,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, it's
Oh
a
my
fucking
gosh.
crochet pumpkin.
I have
Did you
another
do
one.
that?
I have another one up there.
Do it?
No, Mark's friend's mother made it for me.
Amazing.
Cynthia?
Amazing. Cindy, very close.
Oh,
Oh,
that's really close.
Really close.
Oh, wow.
I got velvet pumpkins. I got ceramic pumpkins. I got gourds. I got.
All the
nice,
crochet.
That's tight. Okay, listen.
Blonda's got
Nim know
gourds.
anything about these runes that are on the horn? Can she read these runes? Can someone read these runes? We know.
Can
these-
I?
Do,
Can I
do
stone
any of
pen
these
the runes?
Do any of the runes match the runes on our bracelets?
The single one that is on each of your bracelets, yes.
Aha!
There is some repetition, but then there's a bunch of other runes that you don't recognize, but it's in the same style.
And none of us, we don't know how to read these runes. Nobody just like knows
This-
what they're saying. They're just,
Okay.
Let me
So
do
we
a real
know
quick
these
check.
bracelets are Grazit bracelets that we're
I've
wearing.
got comprehend language, but I don't know if that helps.
I think it does let you read languages. I'm not sure whether it's spoken or not. Just doing a real quick
No,
check on here.
comprehend language is speaking. Oh, you also understand any written language.
Oh, there you go.
You got to touch that surface.
On your own, you don't know the language.
Yo, she touches it and
So
she
you
tries.
cast that spell?
I'm
Yo.
taking off that spell slot. I want to do it on because it's good for a minute, so I'll do it on all of our bracelets as well as the horn.
Okay. Let me just check real quick. You understand the literal meaning of any spoken language. You also understand any written language. It must be touching the surface. It doesn't decode secret message or text of glyphs such an arcane sigil. Okay, it is part of a written language. You don't know what language it is. This spell doesn't like give you that knowledge of, oh, this is Elvish or whatever. But you do note that each of your bracelets, essentially the rune corresponds to your name.
Ah,
And
yes.
the runes on the bone are, oh yes, and it is clear the joint rune that's on each of them is Grazit's symbol.
Wow.
The rune also has a symbol, the horn also has a symbol on it which has Jack Terragali's name on it.
Say that again. please.
has Jack Terragali's name
The
as
horn?
well on the horn, as well as all of your names, except Norman's name is not on there.
Oh my god.
Because of the sash. It's that damn sash.
So the
No,
horn,
it's 'cause-
sorry, the horn has everyone's name on it except for Norman,
Yes.
plus Jack Terragali.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just typing this out so that we don't forget it, because
Okay.
I would totally forget it.
So he's connected to this too. Hmm.
Plus Jack Terragali. What?
And you were touching it because you have to touch it.
I have
in
to
order...
touch it. I have to.
Yeah, you get a flash. It's like you can smell the musky sweat of somebody, but it is not a smell you recognize. And you get a flash of a feeling of where that is as you are touching it, and you can tell immediately it is off to the north. As you are touching it, this feeling of that person is off to the north.
I don't think we capitalize directions,
You can do whatever you want. It's
but like we don't normally, right?
I think not necessarily, no.
Cardinal directions. Okay.
Yeah.
Holy Hannah.
And it's also cold to the touch, which is also a little odd.
Oh my god. Horn is cold. Man. You're giving us quite the puzzle there, DM.
I'm giving you a bunch of information.
I can't believe that
But-
Grazit was on the bracelets. Why would the orphans give us bracelets with have Grazit's name on them?
Maybe they weren't orphans.
But then for this lady to, I'm assuming also, she's there. I touch hers. I'm assuming it also says Grazit and then her name.
Correct.
And then is her name on the horn?
Her name is not on the horn.
Her name isn't on the horn, but she has a bracelet that says Grazit in her name.
Correct.
Fuck kind of rizzle is this?
How come we didn't know this before?
I never did detect.
I got
Never
muted
fucking-
again.
Oh yeah, you're fucking
I'm
typing
wondering-
too much.
No, I
You were
wasn't typing at
scrolling
all.
so loudly, Dan.
You really? You could hear that too?
Yes.
Go back and watch the tapes.
We have the evidence.
I'm gonna fix this because I'm just trying to get comfortable in my new thing. All right.
Okay.
I'm wondering then if the rings are what he's using, not only to commune with us in our sleep, but eventually control us. So what he'll use the ring to control Jojo to kill me and etc. That will become some sort of sacrifices. I'm really not comfortable wearing this bracelet. Not ring, sorry, the bracelet.
Mm.
Even though we did an experiment, and what we noticed in the experiment was when we took off our respective bracelet, if we were, depending on DM's role, sorry for the meta, we either started to feel jovial or we didn't.
I think it's time we draw straws, and whoever draws the short straw has to take off their bracelet.
I'll
I'm
draw
in.
the short straw.
I'm in.
I want to take it off because I think that everyone on this island feels jovial and things are really bad here.
Mhm.
If I
And they're
take
feeling
it off,
jo-
it makes me
The feeling
more
of goodness. When you take it off, it makes you feel more jovial.
Yes, that's
Well, that's a
her.
good thing then.
No, why?
No, that means I'm getting cursed or charmed or whatever.
Yeah.
Or you've got this perpetual dark demonic cloud hanging over you and you're wearing the bracelet.
Well, duh.
I mean, we all have dark demonic clouds hanging over us.
I don't think I've heard a
Water
nicer,
is
well,
mercury,
duh.
man.
Duh. That is the best use of duh I've ever heard.
Oh boy.
Well,
I don't have
duh.
a bracelet on, and I feel fine.
Okay.
I'm taking my bracelet off.
Okay, Terragari's
I
gonna
will,
take off his bracelet.
Want to take back to some conversation you had with the Yellow Bells, where she revealed that she was using her power to protect you from these bad dreams, and that it was making her sad.
It was making her sad. Yellow Bells is
I don't know. I'm taking mine off. I'm not throwing it away. I'm putting it on a side pocket or something.
Okay.
But I've taken my charm protection off.
Okay.
Can we bring out Yellow Bells?
She's always there.
Does she have?
Should we not go back to the
of
ship?
her own?
Can we go? Can we do the rest of this at the ship?
I mean, what's
So
the
we're
point?
away from these people, because then we can end the session with a long rest.
Well, we gotta end the session on a cliffhanger, though.
we're
Do
edging
they or
towards
do
the
they not fall asleep? Huh?
Do they not have
Huh?
a restful sleep? Oh.
Someone take my bracelet off. I don't know.
I just need to know why Yellow Bells, like what she knows about these bracelets. Because she obviously recognizes the bracelets have a cool power.
AYB.
She becomes visible. She recognizes you guys are having a little party here, and she's like looking around at all the food and such, and smelling the beer,
Yep.
going, "It's not bad. It's not bad."
Yellow Bells. 2 things. First thing, help yourself to anything that you see here. What's ours is yours.
She takes
Second of
out
all-
a napkin, puts it around her neck, and starts tucking in.
Yeah.
Cute. So she trusts the food.
And second of all, do these bracelets mean anything to you? Are they good? Are they bad? Should we wear them? Should we not wear them? You have a take on this. What's your hot take?
She flits with a what would it be? I guess she's got like an asparagus in her hand. She's treating it like a giant drumstick, and she goes over and examines one of the bracelets that Terragar took his off, and she sort of flits over to take a look at it and goes, not cursed, but definitely magical. Yes.
I'm really worried that this is our jump the shark moment, like the Great Gazoo. Yellow balls hanging around.
Yellow bells are a gazoo.
Yes, I see. And flashes the wand. And she. Oh, sorry.
Okay, Matt. So Matt, there's some magic involved. It's not as severe as being cursed.
Well, I can't really tell exactly what kind. It's kind of a charm, but not a charm. And it's... Well, I've been seeing what you did before with all this taking him on and off stuff and what it did to you all, and it looks like it's keeping you from the effect of what's happening on this island, but... not really sure why... And you have bad dreams? You're having bad dreams when you wear them.
Sounds like you're so close to putting it all together, buddy. Just bring it home.
I am at the edge of my seat. I fucking love Yellow Vasectomy. Let's hear it.
He says, "Well, I can only keep these dreams at bay for you, Norman. That's kind of the deal we made. But if the dreams are bad for them, then I guess you don't wear them. But I don't know, if you're not wearing them, you go a little stupid like these ones here. I don't know. I think you're damned if you do and damned if you don't."
Okay.
And in the background, the Fonz crosses in the background and goes, "Hey!"
And he's on water skis and jumps over a grub hulk, falls on the other end.
FML. Love it.
And he hits a wooden jukebox, and that you had a bad day. You
Yeah,
had a-
his arms and
That's
legs
all.
spread out in a big spread eagle. Blam.
Wow, you had a bad day. Wow.
All right,
Will-
I think that's
yeah.
where we end it.
Yeah, so the cliffhanger is, will dessert be served?
Will dessert be served? Oh no, I know what the cliffhanger is. In the back of Terragar's head. Damn it, Terragar, I'm here on the island.
Hold on.
Oh.
Hold on. Just let me type that.
Clack, 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 clack.
Nice.
Tune in next time to find out if Terragar
Buys a quieter keyboard.
trades in his wooden keyboard.
Gets a louder keyboard.
It really sounds like a wooden keyboard. You're right.
Sounds like a skeleton playing with an xylophone.
All right, good night, everybody.